Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Brian. Today we're going to be continuing on this week's theme of non rock and metal stuff, which is what this channel typically looks at, um, to look at some stuff that's just, not rock or metal. We're going to check out some other stuff. Today we're going to be looking at some drumcore. Now, we've had drumcore on this channel before. We looked at the Blue Devils. I don't remember what year's show we checked out. We're going to change it up a little bit today. I heard tons of comments. You guys are saying that Bluecoats is where it's at. And so yeah, we're going to be doing some of that today. We got some requests coming in from Emilio Pozo, or Pozzo, number 57 HHS. Potato, with some accents on the O's. Frosted Flakes, Matt DeVere, Zane Hamilton, Jake Williams, Biske, and Caleb Copeland. And almost everybody was telling me Bluecoats 2016. And I am sorry to say that I was having such difficult time finding a 2016 show. That I couldn't find when they were the bad quality, bad audio quality, bad visual quality. They were weird cam compilations from a bunch of different cameras in the stands. It was jarring to watch. I ended up checking out the first minute. That it was like a teaser trailer to buy the DVD from Drumcore International, um, and it looked phenomenal. They had these cool quarter pipes and stuff. I really wanted to do that one, but here we are. We're going to check out their 2017 show. This is not at a competition. They're not wearing their uniforms, and it's done entirely from the stadium. A single shot from the stadium, I believe. But it is their final rehearsal, so I believe this is going to be pretty indicative of, had they performed, or the day after, the weekend after, when they went and actually performed this. I don't think it's going to be much different. All right, so let's get to this. Also, I know the screen is really tiny. It's going to be hard to see some details. I implore you, maybe watch it on your own or have a full screen version. The link is in the description on the side of this so you can really see some of the details. We are very far away from the action, so... Where is the band, though? Okay, so the auxiliary came up. They were hiding behind some stuff. Holy... There is no way there's that much room in that stage thing. Those bell runs are clean. I mean, this is like cream of the crop here. I'm not expecting to say anything bad about this. Yeah. Tons of groove here. We got the brass section dancing up there. We got a guy in the pit on a kit. And he's on the field too. See, whenever I played pit for 1 year, and we always had our instruments off of the fields. They got their pit on the field though, front and center. I want people to see that stuff. it still baffles me. Like I mostly did it from the inside. I never really watched much DCI, but just seeing everybody in step is just phenomenal. It just kind of it's like a perfect visual, just show how much these guys are a well-oiled machine working as one unit. More so than, 120 people on a field doing their own things. Got some weird time signature. Well, now we're in halftime, so we're in 2. But we were doing like 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. So that was interesting. It just baffles me how many people they could fit under that stage. I don't know how well these guys did in competition, but that stage alone is best prop I've ever seen. Dang. Check out the bells at the bottom there. A bunch of them are playing 2 different bells, so you can't even have eye line, like it's peripheral stuff. 2 mallets in each hand. And those runs, like I said, those are clean. All 4 of those bell players are just perfectly in time. Yeah. Whoever that trumpet player was held that note. Maybe 2 of them. Get it. Get it. See, this is what your pit is around for. For the more mellow moments where they can provide atmosphere, they have a lot of textures that you're not going to get in the percussion or the brass. They basically fill in for a lot of what you would normally use woodwinds or strings for. And they provide that gentleness to kind of juxtapose the harshness of the brass and the snares and bass drums. Without the pit, I don't think they'd get away with a lot of stuff. They would have to bring in some woodwinds into the mix for these more gentler sections. Well, they got everybody in on this choreography here. It's not just the flag guard doing it. Now, see, I think this is all of the performers. Oh, see, they got somebody on the back corner conducting too, because a lot of these people are turned around. But I wonder if there's anything going on in the other half of the field. It feels very lopsided to keep the whole band so close to one end zone. Now, see, a lot of your attention is towards the brass in the corner, so you wouldn't really notice it, but the pit rearranged their setup, and they've pulled off the field a bit. They used that moment to rearrange for some reason. We'll probably find out in this song. Yeah, these guys are doing 4 mallets each. Except for the guy on the 45, I think he only is doing 2 mallets. Everybody else, oh, and the guy, the 2 guys on the 245s. No, the guy on the right 45 actually has 3, it looks like. I don't know, it's hard to tell from this distance. Snare works is real good. Which, I mean, like I said, I'm not expecting anything to be bad here. Something that's really important is the presentation of your drummers. Everybody's stick height has to be identical. They spend hours making sure that their rebounds are the same height. And it just provides that visual uniformity that's just that rigidness that's just a cornerstone of DCI performing. Dang. And see, this is why they pulled their marimbas off the field, so the drum could come up front center while they did that little bit there. Yeah. See, now they pulled the bells back in. Another really groovy section. What is that? It sounds like it could be like a trombone with a harmon mute, but I don't know, it's got a real dirty edge to it too. Those half valve stings on the trumpet, real sharp, especially at that range. Just dang, just cuts through. The half valve is how you get that little like whining sounds. Yeah. I wonder why they got this conductor on a ladder. And see, we're still in halftime 4. To conduct this at full speed would just tire out the conductor so much. This is why they just do the up down to give you 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and they kind of cut it in half. Although I guess technically it's called double time. I've been saying halftime this whole time. I'm pretty sure that's wrong now. I'm pretty sure it's double time. Because you play double what's being conducted. I'm pretty sure that's... yeah. Yeah. Dude, the trumpet's just tearing it up. Although, you know what? Maybe mellophones? I don't know, from this distance it's a little hard to see. Dang. That's it? And that's it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was a treat to watch. I don't know that I have anything to add to it other than what I said. The thing about DCI is it's more about the performance as a whole. It's how the music works with the visuals and making sure that there's a visual uniformity to everybody. When they're marching, if they are doing high steps, if they're doing pointed toes, whatever their marching style is, everybody has to do it identically. If you're doing a high step, Everybody's knees have to come up the same height. If you're doing, pointed toes, everybody's toes come up to the same height. Uh, for the brass guys, all your instruments are held up to the same height and angle. And the thing is, it's not straightforward because you're playing into the stands. Your judges are usually way up in the stands, so you're playing up to them. It's usually like a 30 to 45-degree angle above, flat. And you're holding your shoulders up there the whole time, just like aiming straight up. It is it is tiring, uh, to put it bluntly, and probably undersell it a bit. To do a full 12-minute show like this, and some of these people, when you're marching in, what would, like, if you're spinning a shape, the guys nearest the center of the spin don't move much, but the guys on the outside they're basically sprinting. They're sprint marching, but you have to stay in time too. And the people who do small movements, people who do large movements, it rotates all the time. So everybody's getting exhausted. Then you got your guys like the tuba players. These guys were using marching tubas, and they rested all on their shoulders. They're not like sousaphones where, the weight's kind of distributed a bit because it wraps around the body. I mean, this is all right on the shoulder. Uh, yeah, it's just, then you got like your drummers, and basically the whole harness is resting on your two shoulders. You're carrying all this weight with you in front of you, and it's disrupting your center of balance. Um, yeah, I mean, DCI is not for people who are not in like peak physical shape. It is tiring. It was relentless. And remember, this is just a 12-minute performance. Um, these guys practice 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, maybe even more at the beginnings and ends. Like, you got to do your, when the season starts, everybody goes back into like training mode. You're not necessarily learning your steps for a new song. You're not learning the new music or anything like that. You're basically getting back in shape. You're learning how to step again. You're getting your steps all right with the rest of your people. If you got new people coming in, they're getting acquainted to the group. Like I was saying, your drummers, all your stick rebounds have to be the same height. So your new drummers are learning that stuff, how high they need to let the rebounds go, when to stop it. It's basically just getting back in physical shape to do this, and those are long days. And then you got to practice the music and stuff. And I assume the weeks leading up to final rehearsal, especially for competitions, they probably easily put in 8 to 10 hour days. Maybe even more for some of the more dedicated groups like Bluecoats and Blue Devils. They probably push their musicians pretty hard. Um, Funny story, that's actually why in my third year of doing this, not DCI, but just high school marching band stuff, I went to Pitt. I did Pitt for my third year. I was tired of doing the marching. It is, it is, it is exhausting work. But there's a lot of fun stuff in the Pit. I mean, you saw how fast those marimba guys were playing. I mean, that stuff takes practice, but I tell you, it is so slick. It looks cool to watch. Just seeing these guys, just, but it is a rush to do. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, to pull that off is phenomenal. It's like having a solo, but it's not really a solo, but you kind of feel like it is. I don't really know how to explain it. Just from a performance standpoint, it is so cool to pull off stuff like that. I never really got that rush with the trumpet, other than if I had a solo. Whether it's a jazz solo or doing the marching stuff, and there's a section where maybe there's a jazz solo or a jazz duet, which I've done a couple. Jazz solo, a trumpet solo, or a trumpet duet. I've done a couple of those. There's definitely a little bit of rush to that, but yeah, I greatly enjoyed that. There's nothing really I can add to it. These guys train 40 plus hours a week to be the best at their craft, and I mean, it shows. They're just a well-oiled machine, every single one of them. So yeah, I greatly enjoyed that. I don't know if there's anything else I can add. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. I know there's quite a few commenters who want me to do more DCI stuff. I greatly enjoy watching this and kind of giving some input. Some of the sections that it excite me, and just kind of picking out some really cool things that I see. There's a lot more going on here than when we do our metal stuff, so I can't really point to everything, especially since there's visual aspects here as well. But I do enjoy doing these. If you guys enjoy watching me do them, I would be glad to maybe do one once a month, kind of dedicate a day to sorry, to check out some DCI stuff. Um, and let me know if you guys like learned anything. I try to make it a little bit more educational since I have done this stuff before. I can't really say I've played in a metal band. I know what it's like to play drums and bass and guitar. I know what it's like to be in a band, but I can't really say I've been in a heavy metal band. I have done this though. I have experience with this. Um, and there was actually a point in time when I almost auditioned for some DCI stuff. Not this level. I don't think even in my prime I was this good of a trumpet player. I probably would not have made it past auditions, to be quite frank. But yeah, there was a time when I wanted to be good enough to do this kind of stuff. But also, it's really expensive, and you pay to do it. So yeah, there's that. I don't know how many people actually know that this stuff is really expensive to do. Um, but yeah, so, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought, if I should do more of this stuff, if you guys enjoyed this in any way. And, yeah, while you're down there, you can like, subscribe, and ring the bell. All three of those things help me out immensely. We're so close to 10K, and each subscribe helps me get there. You can also check out my Twitter or my Patreon. Those links are in the description. And I'll be back tomorrow with 2 episodes. The next video for this, the theme of the week, and then also the Patreon picks, which I do on Wednesdays. All right, so until then, you guys have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos, and be safe out there.